Hello, welcome to Anime Mystics. I'm Roman, and tonight I am watching Muhyo to Ryoji episode 7. So last episode, we had nothing to do with the guy that's trying to kill Muhyo, his old friend. It wasn't even involved in this episode at all. Instead, they went to a hot spring resort. It was Muhyo, Rouji, and I cannot remember the name of the girl. uh, here we go. Reiko? Nah, that's not her. If I remember, they do not have her on here, which is weird because she's like apparently one of the main characters now. Anyway, it was those two and the girl, and they went there because they were summoned to do a job. This famous author had called them because he's being not really haunted, but a spirit is writing this story using his name and like taking his appearance so that the people in the resort don't like suspect anything weird. He keeps saying that he goes to sleep and then he wakes up and finds pages written for this book. I cannot remember the name of the book, but the girl knew which story it was because I guess she's read it. It, again, is very famous. He just kept going with it. It was written, it had his name on it, it was doing well. Before this book came out, he was not really... His books weren't getting a lot of attention. So he was starting to find his way out of, being an author because he was having so much trouble coming up with ideas. So he just decided to run with this since it was, getting written in his name. So he was getting famous off of it. We find out later that the ghost that is haunting the place and him is the author. I mean, we already know that because he's saying that he's going to sleep and waking up and finding pages. Apparently, he was from, was it the Meiji era? Something like that. And basically stayed at that resort for a while because it was being used as a tuberculosis quarantine area where he met this woman who also had tuberculosis, and they fell in love, and they, spent a lot of time together. I don't know how long it was until she passed away, and then he was incredibly sad until I think he said he took his own life. I could be wrong about that. Anyway, he just died. He was trying to write the story, which is the book that this guy's getting all the credit for. Man, shoulder itches. He was writing the story and he just died. The disease finally, finished him off. But he wants to get his story out, which is why he's still there and trying to find some author who he feels is worthy enough to write the story. And he found this guy and figured he would be the best one to do it, so starts taking his form and writing. Gets through 2 books and is writing the final one. Well, wanting to start the final one. But that's when he called Muhyo and Ryoji, so he wasn't able to actually finish writing it. And the author says he'll let him do it. But first, he wants to, have a little fun. So he's trying to, corrupt him a little bit. He has the girl in the hot springs, on the other side of the wall that the men's side is on, and he's got the ghost peeking over the edge. Muhyo was asleep when they found the ghost, and then when they're down there, he wakes up and he's starting to do his job of getting rid of the spirit. Because apparently using that technique that the ghost is doing, where he takes the form of other people, kind of sucks the life out of them a little bit, and it could potentially kill somebody. He was so upset that this was happening that he changed. All of the people that he had changed into were starting to come out. They didn't look like any of them. They were just faces all over his body, and he mutated a little. And he went and grabbed the girl, and they left. And he's trying to get her to finish writing the book, or at least some of it, so that the author knows where to continue from. He even tells them, I don't want, to not be sent to hell. He figures that, Muyo's right. He deserves to go, but he wanted to at least have a little bit written for the author so that, like I said, he can continue it and know where to go from. And then Muhyo gets him. He summons some owl that got him, and he goes to hell. And then the author vows to finish the story. And yeah, that's basically it. They were trying to go for something a little sad, but I didn't really feel much. It was a little sad knowing that he didn't get to finish his story, but not incredibly sad. I definitely didn't feel upset that he was taken. Anyway, I don't know what's going to happen in this episode, whether they're going to continue doing an episodic type of thing, or if they're going to continue the story dealing with the guy that's trying to kill him. They don't even show his name on here. But let's get into this and see what's going to happen. So the video is going to be located over here, and the link to the reaction is going to be in the description down below. And we're going to start this episode in 3, 2, 1.